Are we here? Are we here? Ba-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da, da-da-da, ba-da, be-doodly-doo, ba-da, dee-dee-dee. Golden years go wop wop wop, ba-da, dee-doodly, come ba-ba-ba, baby. Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere. Anyway, how you doing? How are you, my little beauties? That was a little bit of David Bowie, just a tiny little touch of Bowie to get us all going. How's life? It's very nice to have you here. And it's Saturday, and that can only mean one thing, folks. That's right, it's live coding day. There is a strange object here, and I don't know what it is, but I'm about to. It's a chair. It's a chair, that's what it is. Little old plastic chair. So normally when Coco comes in, she steals the good chair, as you can see, and has not held back and getting clawed into it. And I have to revert to the plastic one, but she's asleep just now, so I'm okay here. How's everybody doing? Are you okay? Everybody okay? Well, I hope so. I have the oh, that's right, we do wristwatch checks these days, don't we? I have on my Zeppelin. Watches are for assuming different characters, if you know what I mean. So this is the watch that I wear if I'm working on something technical, you know. Here it is here. Here it is here. Look at that beauty. Isn't that fantastic? I think it's really great. The only difficulty I have with it is telling the time. But if I'm working on something that's really, really technical and a little bit scary, I sometimes chuck this one on, you know, because it looks technical, doesn't it? So yeah, we take watches seriously here, and it's one of life's little pleasures. You know, most of the watches I have are not very expensive, to say the least. But it's a little bit of fun, you know, and it gives you a chance to get into character. Um, so today I'm gonna be I'm gonna be really embarrassing myself because I'm working on something that's really difficult, and I mean it's at the limit of what it really is. It's at the limit of what I'm able to do. And it's a little bit scary. So much so that the day before yesterday, I took a day off, slept for ages, and had to do all sorts of bizarre rituals to get through the thing. But I managed to get the thing built. I'll show you what I did yesterday, actually. Let me just get my computer up and running here. Okay. So, this coming at you right now. Um, Whoops, hold on. Cancel. There we go. I hope you can see that okay. So this is what was done yesterday. It's a date time picker. So you can see that I'm adjusting the time. Do you see the time changing up here? I'll zoom you in if you want. And obviously you can change the dates as well. One of the real cool things here is that you can, I'm back in 1976 here. But if I click now, it will jump straight to the present day. And it's as simple as that, and then it reopens exactly where we wanted. If I move the time to, let's say, right before midnight, or, well, coming up to 11 o'clock, see how these sliders are at the right hand side? And if I close and then reopen, they're still there. It remembers the positions. This has a whole lot of really cool stuff going on, actually, that I quite like, but maybe I'll show you that another time. The other thing as well is we've now got it, if I can get my positioning right, we've now got it looking really nice on mobile devices. Just look at that. It appears right in the center of the screen, and all of our functionality is just spot on, you'd have to say. So I'm really, really pleased with this. And that is what I've been working on. And that's what you're looking at there is really, really at the limits of what I'm able to do. It was so difficult. I mean, to to build stuff like that, I mean, there's people that can build pop-up calendars, sure, but try building your own PHP framework, then build your own CSS library, then build a pop-up calendar. It is truly ridiculous. Anyway, that's what I was working on yesterday. Um, Today I'm going to be doing something equally as nightmarish, and that is I'm going to be working, well, probably on date ranges. So if I open up the Trongate desktop app, I'll be able to show you this. Suppose, well, I should probably create a new module, right? Date range vibe. We will not have an icon, but here we go. Ah, well, that has never happened. Never at all. Oh, here we go. Right, so if you think about, oh, gee, we've got time ranges as well. I do not believe it. All right, well, let's just let's just go with first date and second date. Maybe, actually, we'll do a title first. Then we'll do a date range that says first date and second date. And oh, look at this. Start date in the past. Okay, let's try that. We'll add that rule. And then I'll say end date in the future. I just want to see what that's like. Funny how we can also do end date in the past. That's very strange, of course. But let's just go with this. And we're generating. Okay, so for the title, I'll just say first try. Now, this is interesting, isn't it? The first date has to be in the past. Second one has to be in the future. Do you know do you know what, you crazy rock and roller? In the past, date picker select first date. Second date. In the future. Well, this could turn out to be easy. I didn't expect that. Right, let me make a brand new app here. It's one of these rare instances where something working bothers me. Okay. All right. So we'll create a new module and I'll call it date range ahoy. Now I'll do exactly the same vibe here. I'm really quite concerned by the time that's taking to load. I assume it's just maybe I've been unlucky with my connection. Thank you for the like, whomever that was. I appreciate it. these streams, you know, I don't really expect people to follow along or anything like that. But it's nice for me to have a wee bit of company, you know? And if people get anything from it, then that's cool. All right. So here goes. Now, here's the first date. So if I go, say there, fine. Second date, say there, fine. Now, let me inspect here. So, first date, enforce before. Very weird the way that's doing that. And then we've got this enforce after. Oh, that's awful. That is really, really awful. Okay, I'm going to create another new module. Date range 2. So I'm basically just back engineering the thing. And then, oops, not that. Date range. First date and second date. And we'll just keep it like this. Now, I'll tell you why I generated a second module here in just a second. I wonder if anybody can even hear me. I ought to check that. All right. Okay, so here goes. Now, for the first date, I'm going to say 8th of December. And for the second date, 6th. Submit. Ah, interesting. Well, that cheers me up because I was concerned that it was going to do something. Look at the date now. It's just completely messed up. Right. That's good. I thought that maybe it was going to block out dates or something. Anyway, doesn't matter. This thing works and I like it. All right. So, thank you. A couple of likes, don't you know? Things are looking up here. It's Iron Man. How you doing, man? It's nice to see you. How are you? And where have you been? It's been a long time. How is everybody? I hope you're having a good weekend so far. I hope all of the folks from America had a happy Thanksgiving, you know. Anything that's a good vibe these days is a bit of a miracle, isn't it? Seems to me like we're all at each other's throats. I was on Twitter last night and I saw footage. I just logged on. I'm going to cancel my Twitter subscription actually because I just logged on and it was saying riots in Dublin, you know, in Ireland. And I thought, oh, that looks interesting. And I saw this footage of two riot cops. Maybe I can show you. It doesn't really matter. But you know, there's all flames and everything, and it was night classic textbook riot situation. And there was a homeless guy, some dude with a big beard, clearly not posing a threat. I don't think he was even a part of the protest. And the riot cop guy was kind of behind him, and he must have nudged him or something. It was difficult to see. And the homeless guy hits the deck like hard. And I looked at that and I thought to myself, that has to be an accident, surely. Like, who gains? Maybe I can show you this thing. You guys be the judge. You guys be the judge, right? But I made the mistake of saying, I reckon that's an accident. Now I'll show you the actual footage, right? Now brace yourself. Here is the footage, right? You be the judge. Here it comes. All right, we'll have a little vote on this, right? I'm going to be asking you to vote accident or deliberate. Now, here's what I'm saying. Clearly there was contact. Clearly the cop well, perhaps pushed the guy. But I don't think that he... Anyway, you let me know what you think. Here is the clip. Here it comes, okay? So, old guy, riot cop behind him, gives him a wee shove. Boom. Right? So now all the crowd are going crazy. You'll see a bottle appears from nowhere. And there's a bottle gets thrown. Everybody's going nuts. And everybody hates the police. It seems to be the vibe. Now look at this poor guy. My heart bleeds for him. Do you know the funny thing about that homeless guy? Like, don't make the mistake of saying an old guy. You'd be surprised at what homelessness does to some people. That dude could be in his late 30s. I kid you not. Homelessness is a terrible, terrible thing. But here's the moment. Again, right? So the cop's behind. Boom. Let's do it one more time. It's terrible. Now, I've looked at this and I'm thinking, right, where's a foot? If you're going to trip somebody up, did the policeman use his foot? No, there's no foot. Did he push him? Probably. But did he push him with the intention of making the guy fall? Look at the position of the feet. Right? So the cop's, his feet are shoulder width apart. Less than shoulder width apart, I would say. I'm not saying the cop didn't push the guy. I think he did. But I don't think that was deliberate. And I left this comment. I said, I have to believe that was an accident. I have no clue about what's going on. I've just switched on, but my heart bleeds for the guy who fell. And look at all of these keyboard warriors. He clearly, well, that's fine, but look, you have eyes, don't you? Accident. Yeah, you want to be retarded. All of these anonymous, these perfectly anonymous keyboard warriors in full formation. I mean, I never even expressed an opinion beyond who benefits from this, you know? Anyway, you guys can have the deciding vote. I've told you my opinion. I don't see how anybody can possibly benefit from pushing over a harmless old guy. So, did the cop deliberately push the guy to the ground? Accident? Yes. The shyster? No. The fall was an accident. So, did the cop deliberately push the guy to the ground? The poll is now open. Let me know what you think. And do help us to settle this debate once and for all, won't you? Because it's kind of important. Anyway, we'll see what you guys think. We have ahoy to Keith. Ding, 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 ding. We have Carl in the house, and we have Iron Man. I'll say it again because I need to haven't get too many views, as you can see. So let's check it all out then. Right. So the poll. What did I miss, Nicola? I'll tell you what it is. Nicola, we're having a little poll here, and it's to do with an event that happened for which I have received a barrage from these keyboard warriors. And it's all about this poor homeless guy who was in the wrong place at the wrong time in Dublin, Ireland last night. And this happened. Watch closely. Here we go again. Can you see the screen, folks? Here we go. So riot cops are moving him, and then this happens. Boom. And then... Now, don't get me wrong. I think the cop should have been on his knees apologising and helping the guy up. 100%. But the question is, did that cop deliberately not push the guy? Of course, there must have been contact. But the question is, did that cop intentionally push that guy, the homeless dude, to the ground? Did that happen? And did the cop say, oh, well, there's a good job, well done? Right, I say no. I say that that was an accident. And as I said on Twitter, I have to believe that was an accident. And I've got people coming after me. And as I said, are we seriously saying that the cop thought, here's a good idea, I'll throw the guy to the ground? And what world does that help anyone? That's my perspective. But I'm asking you what yours is. Let me know in the comments, and you can vote. You can have your say and everything. All right. So far, well, it looks like we have a slight majority saying the fall was an accident. I think it was an accident. That's not taking sides with anybody. That's not taking sides. I'm not I'll tell you, I am taking sides. I am taking sides, but not at that moment and with that issue. If you want to know which side I take, it's the one that offends you. Anyway, I just thought it was bizarre. I really did. I don't know. You let me know what you think. Look at you, there's only 3 of you voting. What on earth are you all up to? Thank you for the likes, folks. I appreciate it. So anyway, I'm going to be embarrassing myself today by working on these date range pickers, actually. Date range pickers. And I might just be the luckiest guy in the world because do you want to hear something crazy? I think they work. I think they work. So yesterday I did these. This was terrible. I mean, it was really. That's one of the most difficult things I've built in a long time. I don't think I'll want to do anything like that again. It was horrible. But that's kind of cool. I'm happy with it, you know? Can jump to now. Can change these. Pretty cool, isn't it? So that's that. Today was all about these date range things. That's why it says DR Vibes, stands for date range. So the idea here is that you would say something, you would choose a first date. Now, I said in the past, and do you know what? It seems to be working. It definitely seems to be working. Inspect in the past date. Do you know what? I think it works. I am the luckiest guy ever because I think it works. Anyway, that's cool. That's cool. So, is anybody else working on anything interesting today? Anybody? This could actually turn out to be a really short live stream because I had set time aside to work on the um the date range picker, and would you believe it? It actually just works anyway. Kind of cool, isn't it? Kind of cool. So basically, Trongate has date pickers and all of that, but they're a little bit buggy. And in case you're wondering what the purpose of all of this is, well, I'm trying to make it so that these things are multilingual for a start, and I'm trying to get rid of some bugs. Let me give you a little example. So, if we do a search for JavaScript local string, right, are there any non-English speakers in here? Speak up, you non-English speakers. Is there anybody here who has a primary language that is not English? Because I'd like you to have a look at something if that's okay. Anyone? I'll keep an eye on the chat. If you're a non English speaker, please identify yourself and let me show you some cool stuff. Won't you? Won't you? Or can anybody speak foreign? We all know there's only two languages, right? English and foreign. So can any of you speak foreign by any chance? I better watch my Lady Wonder when she's on her way over. She's from Paris, and she'll go nuts if she hears me saying that. Anyway, I guess not. I guess not. Oh, that godfather of speed coding is here. How on earth are you doing, Daffa? Welcome, welcome. Very nice to see you. How are you getting on with the cool watch? Romanian. Excellent. We have a Romanian in the house. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, and send my regards to Andrew Tate if you see him around. All right, so check this out then. We have a Romanian. So what we're going to do is the following. I'm going to do a search for JavaScript local string. And around about here, this is what's called the locale string for Romanian. Now, watch closely. I think you're going to like this. Did you see the calendar here, how it's saying November and December? Okay. Do you see it right up here? I'll zoom you in a little bit. So it says November 2023, right? And we've got all of this stuff. Well, I am going to change this. Actually, we'll just change this string to RO-RO. Apparently, that's the locale string for Romania. And I'm going to refresh. And then I'm going to click. And now we have this. Now, I have got it on 1976. That's not a mistake. But the question is this proper Romanian? I know that it's lowercase and stuff like that, but John, can we have a declaration of cool? This is for the Romanian stuff. Funny how Simon there said the word cool just in front of me. Subliminal vibes. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Ah, it's a beautiful watch he's got. We do like watches here, you know, folks. It's kind of a secret watch channel, this, disguised as a web development channel. I've got this one on, my incredibly technical looking one, which I put on if I'm doing something tricky. The watches are great. Oh, we got a declaration of cool. Yay! How you like me now, folks? How you like me now? Fully multilingual. And once again, TronGate has something that the other frameworks just don't have. Thank you very much, John. Here's to you, and here is to Romania. God bless you all. God bless you all. So there you go. We have a multilingual calendar. How cool is that? So, the next thing that we're going to do then is we've only got one thing left on the JavaScript front, and that is the time range. Oh, I'm dreading it. Time range pickers. It never ends. It never ends. All right. So we've got date pickers, we've got date time pickers, we've got time pickers, we've got date range pickers, and now time range pickers. So, how do we build these things? Well, probably if we go back to this, I'm going to create a new module, and we'll call this module playtime. All right. I'm trying to think of something with a start time and an end time, you know what I mean? It's the best I could do. Right, so we'll have a little title, as is the tradition. And we're going to have a time range, okay? So we'll say, right, let's go with start time and finish time. Here we go. Now, the validation rules. Oh, gee, it's killing me. It's killing me. Ah, right, let's say start time required. Let's say start time in the past. Let's say end time in the future. That is so annoying. And end time required. Oh, gee, this is going to be difficult to build. Ah, it was going well, wasn't it? All right, let's have a wee look at this thing. So, and look at this, it says start time optional, but we did say start time required, right? Now, let me go back and just hit done. And let me go back here and just say done and then submit. So you can see that's actually cheered me up because even though we had all of those crazy rules in there, they were actually all ignored, which is kind of cool. It suits me, you know? So, what does this mean? Right, the date ranges are working. Um, Let me just create a module for the new one. I think we're just about done, folks. So we've got, right, A1. Apologies if I'm really quiet here. I'm just trying to get my head around this. Yesterday was so intense, you know, the other thing I was on. Okay, so I'll call this TR Ahoy. Time ranges, right? So we'll say no, and we'll add properties. So for this one, I'll just say title. And then for the time range, we'll say first time and second time. Now let's make it, look at this, start time required. And then I'll say start time in the future. Now let's leave out the second one, but we'll submit that. My estimate is that it's going to just ignore those rules that we created. So here we go. First time, and you can see that it says optional. I mean, okay, I think that's close enough. Fair enough. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's pretty good, and I think that we've got to wrap this thing up at some point, you know? Um, Shabanshi says it's neither the guy nor the cop's fault, it's entirely gravity's fault. You see, folks, that's an intelligent audience for you. Thank you for that, Shabansh. So far, the majority are thinking, well, it was an accident, but it's kind of split, you know. I have such a small audience that one vote could swing the whole thing. All right, so I'm going to do um a little note on the time pickers. So one, enforce required vibes. Two, I don't know if I want to do this. Don't know. Don't know. Well, if we have a look at our page here, so that is time ranges ahoy. So I'm going to go here, time ranges ahoy. I'm going to go to submit. Now, that's interesting. It seems to be quite happy for me to even leave these things out. Look at that. Okay, fine, fine, fine. So, that's a huge problem, isn't it? Okay, let me do a little JSON on the posted data. I'm going to go back here. Create. Oh, you miserable thing. Right, now I'm going to do JSON on the posted data. And I'm going to say that the first time, come on. Let's hit submit. Okay, cool. So I've noticed a couple of wee things here. Like, for example, yeah, do you see how when I'm hitting done, it does not update this? And it kind of should. Do you know what I mean? It really should. So that should update that. Now, I wonder if the other things are doing that. Let's just check. Okay. Let's try this one. On the other hand, maybe that's not a flaw. Because maybe people should have the option of leaving it empty. As strange as that may seem. Yeah, I'm going to keep that as it is. I think that they should have the option. So we've got enforced required vibes. We could do that, I suppose. Um, okay. Now, you can actually, and I'll just show you something. I wonder if you've seen this before. Did you know that I only found this out like a few weeks ago? Everybody will know this. I'm probably the last guy to figure this out. But did you know that you can do this? Required assigned to true. I think you can do that. No. HTML input required attribute. How is it we do this? Oh, it would appear that you just say required. Oh, gee. So DR, hold on. Let me inspect this. So, first date in the past, autocomplete is off. I have no clue what I'm doing. So that's saying required is 1. Right, let's copy that out of HTML. Let's go out of PHP, do a little HR, paste in, and instead of required equals 1, let's just say required like that. Funny how the required field is getting ignored. That is really strange. I'm going to quickly ask the employee of the month why that's the case. Anyway, I wonder if any of you folks are using this chat GPT stuff lately. What do you think of it? I think it's pretty amazing, but I also think it's, well, I think it has implications, I'll tell you that, for what we're doing for a living, you know? Anyway, why is my required attribute being ignored? If I submit with empty form fields, I'm not getting any warnings from JavaScript. I expected some kind of warning because the field is required. Here's my code. It seems like they're required, but there might be an issue due to the read only. Ah, okay. It could be that. Removing read only with required should allow the browser to enforce blah 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 blah. Alright, so let's try that then. So autocomplete. Okay, so for the second time, pardon me, for this one here, I'll just say comma. Okay, I'll have a little shot of this. Nah, it's just not doing it. Oh, mind you, that does have read only kicking in there. So, how can I get rid of read only? Oh, I see. Right. So the JavaScript's turning it into read only. Right. Fine, 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 fine. Right. Okay. I figured it out. So basically, when you've got these things here, JavaScript kicks in and makes these fields read only. Um, so that means that the JavaScript is finished, which is pretty cool. So I'm working on getting better at Angular. It's a nightmare for me right now. Oh gee. You know, I did a bit of Angular, but to me, it's just not acceptable sending an email in the middle of the night saying everything has changed. I actually built a really nice website with Angular once, and it had all animations and everything. It was for a car leasing company, and you asked for a quote, and there'd be all buttons flying in and everything. And I remember I showed the guy this. It was in a Starbucks. Starbucks was my office for a while. And we met up, and I was like, wait till you see this quote page, and you'd get a quote for a car, and all buttons and spinning parts would come in, and then go and make a form, and then you'd click it, and it would explode, and then your quotes would come tumbling in and all that. And the guy was like, that's amazing. And I says, thanks. And his friend who was there said, that's really great. And I said, thanks. And they said, so is this search engine friendly? And I said, I'll take it down. I had to take the whole thing down and start again. You see, folks, it all depends on what you're wanting to do. I mean, if there's jobs for Angular developers, who am I to mess with that? But out there in the real world, people want SEO. 9 out of 10 clients who have hired me have asked for some kind of SEO functionality. It's just the way it goes, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's the way that is. Anyway, I think that's the JavaScript done. As far as this feature goes, I can hardly believe I'm saying it, but I think it's done. So what now? What now? I hear you say. Well, I'm going to have to just do the PHP side of things, but the good news is that we're going to have our date time stuff wrapped up a whole lot sooner than before, or than I thought. So what I'll do is I'm just thinking. Enforce required vibes, enforce in the past, enforce. Do we really even want to do that? Um, make sure posted. Yeah, I think we're good. I think the JavaScript is done. So I am pretty happy with that. Now, I wonder if I should upload what I've got, knowing that it's not entirely finished. Or, okay, you guys think that the cop deliberately pushed the dude. That's harsh, man. That's harsh. But who am I to argue? You have spoken, and somebody will listen. Anyway, I'm going to have another little poll if that's okay. Um, so the next question I'd like to ask you folks is this. Should I upload the new date time pickers even though they are not yet perfect? Now hold on, I need to make this a poll. Now just to explain, they are not perfect. Okay, I should explain this. If there was a scale of 0 to 100 and 100 is bug free and completely perfect, what we've currently got with Trongate is 40, right? 40 out of 100. The new stuff is not yet perfect, but it scores about 60 or 70. So the question is, should we upload knowing that it's not perfect? Or should we wait until it's all perfect? I'm going to ask the poll and I ask the question and I shall respect the will of the voters. This is your framework, folks. Tell me what you want to do so we can either have something out there now that's kind of functional but not perfect, or we can maybe wait till the end of next week until everything is totally, totally rock solid. What do you want to do? It's all up to you. Just let me know, kids. It's the grand vote of the day. Now I wonder if I should go out and nip out and get some chocolate or something. No, I know what I'll get. Hold on. All right, a little refreshment ought to do it. So we are having a vote, ladies and gentlemen. I'm keeping an eye on the screen here. This is your chance to let me know what you think and what you'd like to do. It's all up to you. So far, 100% of the vote have said wait until it's perfect, which is code for saying only one of you has voted. Oh, I must be really unpopular, I tell you that. These live streams, they can be quite an attack on the old self-esteem if you're not careful, you know? I mean, imagine taking 4 years out of your life to build all of this stuff and nobody reviews it or anything of any noteworthiness, and you can't even get people to vote on if they want a feature or not. I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but holy moly, it's not an easy life sometimes. But it's all right. I love it. All right, we're getting 2 votes. Wait until it's perfect. If we get one more vote, I will call that the vote. And we're asking, should we upload? Oh, hang on. Oh, it's a hung parliament. All right. It's a hung parliament. I'm going to wait 1 minute with my incredible watch. I know that there's a time delay, but I'm going to wait 1 minute. Whichever side is winning by the time this clock runs out shall be the winner. Here we go. 1 minute starting now. Is it going? Come on. There you go. So there it is, folks. It gives me a chance to show off my little timer here. It's the grand vote, and it's your turn and your opportunity to let the world know what direction PHP should go in. So, should we upload what we've got, even though it's not perfect? Or should we hang on? Maybe till the middle of next week, let's say. Something like that. We only have 20 seconds left. This is your chance, and it's the grand vote. If it's a hung parliament, I'm going to do nothing, which means I'm going to wait. But I shall respect the will of the vote. Are we cool? I hope so. All right, let's see what you got then. By the way, check the reset feature. Check it zooming round. Isn't that cool? Isn't that the coolest thing? All right, let's see what you said then. Let's see what you said. So, should we upload the date time pickers even though they're not perfect? You have spoken and you have said, yes, do it. Fine. I shall. I said I would respect the result of the poll, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So thanks to everybody for voting that. That all being the case then. Ah, gee, this is a little bit, makes me a wee bit nervous, this stuff, you know. But let's just do this. Let's just upload what we've got, okay? Which is probably the way to go. A lot of the stuff we've got, I mean, you can't even use it. It's so bad, you know? So, shall we dance? Shall we dance? Oh, people, do you hear me? Yes, we shall. So check it out. We're going to take this Trongate date time. Now, I'm going to just quickly look for a couple of areas like this. Do you see how that uses var? That's old school JavaScript, and I just want to super quickly fix that. So where's my employee of the month? Can you change the following to modern JavaScript that favors const and let over var? Here's my code. Okay, so we have to just look out for one or two little bits like that, you know? Okay. So I wonder if Simon's still in, because we all owe Simon a debt of gratitude. I know that he has been in that help bar carrying the can for a lot of this shit, you know? People like, oh, things not working, and he's been helping out, and where would we be without people like Simon, you know? And he's not the only one. I know that a few others have been helping out as well, and it's really great. I wouldn't even know where to start, you know? Anyway, that's looking good. I think we're in good shape here. So the next thing that I'm going to do, will I keep these gaps here? Nah, we'll take them in. So all I'm doing now is just checking that the spacing is okay. I made the mistake in an early version of Trongate of minifying the JavaScript. I think I did it with the API Explorer, And I got one of those tools that really, really minifies it and turns the variable names into things like X and B and I and stuff like that. And at the time, I thought, man, I must be a genius. There I was, minifying away, as smug as you like. And then about a year later, I looked at it and I had to change some stuff. And I had no clue what I was doing. So the moral of the story is no more minifying. If you want to minify, be my guest, but I'm not doing it. It's just not worth it, you know? All right, so we're looking through here, and again, I'm just looking for spaces. Everything seems to be okay, I think. Yep, I think that's us. That's good. So the new date time thing is 1,200 lines of code. The old date time thing, in case you were wondering, is, I'm going to guess 1,800. Oh, it's about the same. Interesting. 1,263. Okay. Interesting. All right. All right. So we are about the same. But this is fully modern. And hopefully it gets rid of a few bugs. I really hope so. So we'll save that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this Trongate date time.css and I'm going to do the unthinkable and take it out here. But then we're going to get this one. Pasting in. There we go. Okay. And the next thing we're going to do, Trongate CSS, 572 lines of code. And on this little beauty, 572. So I don't think that there has been a change. But you know, does it really do any harm to take that across? Probably not. Probably not. So just in case, I don't think I did any changes, but that's my guarantee. However, I think I may have changed admin.css. So here's admin.css. I'm going to copy, head into the Songate framework, admin.css, pasting in, saving. Okay, so I reckon that that's it. Maybe not, but it hopefully is. So now let me open up source tree. Have a wee look at the changes that we've done. So admin.css changes, we take out all of this date picker stuff. We're now moving that to our datetime.css file. So that's going to handle all of the date picker shenanigans. And then we've got this thing here, which is really, really been rewritten, actually. Now, there's a fairly high chance that this could just break stuff. But if it does, I'm live streaming. So I'm going to invite you folks to test this. It will not be perfect. But if it breaks, at least I'm here, which is one of the nice things about doing live streams. All right. So I'm going to say define is modernized an S. It is an S in the UK and a Z in America. Okay. Modernized and rebuilt. Date and time pickers. All okay, modernized and rebuilt all JavaScript and CSS relating to date and time pickers. I'm nervous. Still here, but not for long. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I was just thinking, I imagine you've had a lot of, you've probably been at the receiving end of a lot of the things not working, you know? So thanks, man, and I appreciate you, you know? Right, there we go. So let's send that up to the sky. I'm not going to push a new version number or anything out, but you folks know that that's that. So, that's it. And I am a little bit nervous. So I'm going to ask you folks if you could have a little download, give it a shot. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm right here. And if there's anything that's catastrophically wrong, then I should be able to fix it, hopefully, right here. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. All right. So I'll hang out and see if anybody wants to let me know. I'll probably check it myself, but to be honest, I'm slightly sick looking at the thing. Anyway, we're talking about the Tongate framework on GitHub. Here it is. We're on only 954 stars. I mean, it's just baloney. It's so depressing. I don't know why I even bother. But anyway, what can you do? Now, if you are going to use this stuff, I recommend a fresh framework installation. It's just the easiest way. Or update your JavaScript and CSS libraries. But for testing, I'm going to just recommend this fresh installation. You can see that we had an issue here with date range picker doesn't show the calendar. I'm looking forward to declaring this fixed, but I'm not going to do it just yet. Okay, if anybody manages to test the date time picker related functions, could you please let me know? And please do indicate if it works or if there was a challenge. We don't have errors here, we only have challenges. So I'll wait on that, but in the meantime, well, I suppose I can do a wee bit of checking of my own, right? Like I say, it's not perfect and it's not finished, but I think it's better than what we had, even in this state that it's in, you know? So let's have a look at this. Of course, I'm going to have to do documentation as well, but that's okay. All right, create new app. I'll call this one A5. Now, let's chuck this inside htdocs. And I cannot stress enough, I know that it's not perfect, but I think it's better than what we've got. So I'm going to create a new module, and I'll call this one Tour Dates. I'm going to have a title, and then I'll just have a date here that says start date. The start date is going to be required and in the future. Add new rule, submit. Okay, first record. Oh, well. And it has to be in the future, so it's not letting me pick that. Now, can you see that it's giving me an American date format? I think that's excellent. Oh wow, I think I've maybe got this. A5. Again, it will not be perfect, but I think it's going to be probably good enough, right? And it's one more thing that we've got that no other PHP framework has got, you know? So, let's try a little experiment here. I'm going to say define, and I'm going to go into engine and search for date with a uh, capital letters. No. Okay. Open recent A1 config. Right, it's called default date format. That's the name of it. So what I'm going to do then is, do you see how the dates are American? If I click in here, oh no, right, that needs work for sure. But that's okay. That's a PHP issue. I'm not going to worry about it. But do you see how that's an American date format, right? 29th of November. Right, that's clearly that's an issue, right? Again, I'm not going to worry about it. It's cool. But here's the thing that I wanted to show you. I'm in the UK. We like to do dates like this. So DD-MM-YYY. So if we save and refresh this and then click, now I'm going to go to the 30th of November. You miserable shithound. Hang on. Ah, oh, jeez. Oh, do you know what happened there? I know exactly. It can't be. Is that because there's a cache thing going on at what's the name of that thing? Cloudflare? Could it be that? I don't even know. Okay. So all I'm doing here is a little purge everything vibe. Let me search in A5 for default date format. I feel as if it's not even being read. So on A1, aha, we need to go to, I need to update the engine folder. That's why it never worked. Right, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Don't panic. Don't panic. It's the engine folder. All right. So that's okay. That's actually good news, you know, in a strange way. So here's our A1 thing that I was testing on. I'm going to copy the entire. Well, yeah, let's have to be careful here. This is the kind of thing that could break everything. So if we take A5, it's on 133046. 3046. 3046. That's also 3046, right? Okay, that's a good sign. So I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm going to take engine, copy it, or even, let's do that. Okay, so a little bit of work on the valid date picker stuff. That's going to have to get redone though. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to say default date format. Okay. Updated engine so that default date format and default local string. Okay, here we go. So send that one up to the sky. Now, I'm pretty sure that I've done some. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I've done some fairly substantial updates to the themes directory as well. I might be wrong about that. But it does no harm, you know, to. Yeah, you can see there that I had two admin.css's being referenced. Do you see that? That's a really, really stupid mistake. So let's deal with that. So we're going to go to public, themes, default admin. I think that was blue. So here you can see it's done right. We've only got one admin.css. And I'm going to just quickly make sure that these are all cool. So do you see how that's good? Look at that mistake. Can you believe that? So Trongate admin, Trongate date time. That's what we're looking for. There we go. Okay. I want to do lots of commits instead of one big one. So let's just say correction to themes directory. Okay, let's take this one up. Good. Now, anything else? Okay, this is probably a change that's not even required, but I'll do it anyway. I'm slightly concerned that templates should be changed, you know, or has been changed. So if I select all, copy, or even just go like that, replace all. Okay. Right, those changes were rubbish. I don't need any of those changes. So, yeah, they were duff. So I'm just going to say rubbish, commit, and then we go like this, and then reset master to this commit, discard all changes. There you go. Okay, that's good. That is very, very good. Next. I think that's it. All right, I'm scared to look at the chat here. Well, I'm not seeing any reports of any faults, so I'll assume that it's working. All right. Gee, man. Right, so let's correction to themes directory. Was that the last thing that I had uploaded? Let me just check. Yep. I don't know why it's saying push. Who knows? Okay, so let's try this thing again then, right? Now, I just done a site with A5. Let's do A6. So we'll reset this, create new app, A6, submit. It's going to be inside htdocs. And once again, we'll just create a new module. Call this one exams. That delay's a bit of a downer. I have no idea what's causing that. I assume it must be that the site is going a wee bit slow. Anyway, let's have a title. Let's have a date. And I'll just say, we'll call it exam date. I'll leave as is. So we'll say first exam. Okay, nice. Oh shit. Now that's a PHP problem that I can easily fix. I'm not worried about it. If I do that, we're bringing ourselves to the right. Okay, we know that the JavaScript's cool, it's just the PHP. But here's the thing that I really wanted to look at. If I go to open A6 modules, well, let's go to config. And I'm going to say define. And it's going to be default date format. So the default date format, now by default you get an American date. So the Americans, those sons of a guns, they like to do forward slashes and they put their days second. But here in the land of hope and glory, we put the days first, and sometimes we do hyphens. So I've just declared that this is my default date format. I'm going to save, refresh, I'll clear this. Pretty good. Pretty good. And it even produces the correct date here. So all I have to do is get a few things done here, and everything's going to be good. Okay. Got to bounce now. Catch up later. Thank you, Keith. God bless you. Thank you for coming over. I really, really appreciate it. Well, folks, I think that that went really, really well. As far as I can tell, the date pickers are looking good. The JavaScript seems to be in good shape. All I have to do now is, if I spend 1 hour per day on this for the next 7 days, working on the PHP side of things, by next Saturday, I'm going to come right back here and I am going to declare that this thing is done. So, how do you like me now, people? Oh, how do you like me now? I'm well chuffed with that, you know? That'll do me. So, anybody get any questions, comments, suggestions, anything you'd like to say? Everybody okay? I think that's going to be me for this one. Let me just say a huge thank you to all of you for being here. Many have we got here? I think there's 5 million. There's 5 million viewers according to this screen I'm looking at. It's incredible. I never dreamed I would end up so popular. Anyway, thank you all so much. I really, really do appreciate it. I don't know if Simon's still around, but thanks to you. To anyone who's a channel member, I'm going to be coming back and I'm going to be coding all night, but I'm going to be doing work for a client, you know. So remember, folks, you don't have to code alone. That's right. You can come hang out with the Happy Bunch. I'm here every day, actually. I do a public one on a Saturday sometimes, but I usually just code in the private members area. It's a good way to avoid getting abuse off of Laravel developers, you know. So I'm going to take a wee break. And for those of you who are members, I'll see you very soon in the members area. This was an excellent live stream, though. I think the JavaScript is looking fantastic. Thank you very much indeed for being here, folks. Have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you soon at the members area. Catch you later. Bye.